Ladies and gentlemen, very good morning to all of you. At the outset, let me thank FOCNC, Western Naval Command, for inviting me for this unique occasion. I don't think as an officer in blues I would have got this chance otherwise in my life to watch such a ceremony being at the head of the table. We've already heard Malvan is a state-of-the-art aircraft which is anti-submarine warfare shallow water craft, and this ship and the crew, they carry the legacy of erstwhile Malvan. I can see some stalwarts here from that particular ship, which served the nation with pride for decades until it was decommissioned in 2003. So it's a very special experience for me. Unfortunately, when you are the last speaker, everything that is to be said has already been said. We've already heard about the history of Malvan, how it came about being. We've already seen the video. We already know that this name is inspired from from a state in Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj's time. And we all understand how important the maritime security and the maritime power for India's growth is. Because any nation, they say, the maritime routes decide your trade, and your trade decides your destiny. And as far as India is concerned, we all understand how important the Indian Ocean region is to us. And Indian Navy has been playing a very vital role in ensuring that we have our secured sea lines of communication, and the trade, Indian trade just continues continues unhindered, and the growth continues unhindered. So whatever is happening in the recent times around the world is actually strengthening this concept that unless you have your sea lines of communication free, unless you have your free trade, you will not be able to succeed as a country. So I think adding another warship to Indian Navy, the 7th in this year, 7th month and 7th warship, and we have 12 more to go. So I'm very happy to see that Indian Navy is growing at the pace that they want to grow. I am very confident that with 80% indigenous content in this warship, this आत्मनिर्भर भारत जो हमने एक सपना देखा है, हम उसके बहुत और करीब आई जा रहे हैं. इंडियन नेवी शुरू से ही बहुत जल्दी इंडियन नेवी ने ये सपना अपना लिया था. हम लोगों ने देर करी है बल्कि, बिकॉज various sectors take different times to grow, and I think as far as naval shipbuilding is concerned, India has always had an edge, and we had carried our legacy forward and in making ships. So very good progress has been made in our in Atmanirbharta as far as shipbuilding is concerned, and I'm told 80% by value is no mean task. Small components which we are still relying on, co-production and buying from outside, I'm sure we will iron over those also. And I just hope that other two services, especially Indian Air Force, learns the lesson as to how Indian Navy has been able to get this whole concept right, where you have your Indian Navy officers who are embedded in your shipbuilding right from the beginning. Those people grow up in the same chain and become even the senior most in that shipyards, and even after retirement they continue to render the services. Something similar I think Indian Air Force has to adopt to make sure that even in aviation sector our self-reliance, our dream of being self-reliant becomes a reality, and becomes a reality soon. I always say that it's very important to build technology, homegrown technology. It's very important to do a lot of research and development at home. It is very important to grow, but you have to grow. If you have to grow and remain relevant, it has to be at the speed of relevance. If you are growing at a speed that by the time you design and develop something, by the time you produce something, the world has moved over to a new technology, then that has no meaning. So according to me, any technology delayed is technology denied. So we all who are in this field of military aviation, military sailing or military land war, we have to realize that part, that if things have to happen, they have to happen at a certain pace that we still remain relevant. And I'm very happy that the way our the indigenous infrastructure is growing in terms of R&D, in terms of production. There is a big impetus which has been given. I'm not saying we've reached somewhere very close to the target, but we are in the right direction. And as long as one is moving in the right direction, there is hope. So I'm sure if we don't waver from this path, if we remain focused on this will be a game changer. So as I said, I must compliment Shri Jose Vijay, the chairman and managing director of Cochin Shipyard, and the entire team of shipbuilding for delivering this fine platform to the nation. And also I must commend the Indian Navy's project trials and acceptance teams for their sustained effort and meticulous oversight, in ensuring the successful induction of so many ships, including this INS Malvan today. Yesterday I was talking to some people, and I realized how important these teams are, because they are the final goalpost also. They not only are helping out in the development stage, they also are the final accepting authority. They are the ones who declare a warship seaworthy or combat worthy, which is a very big responsibility they carry on their shoulders. And having this commissioning ceremony at Karwar, naval base Karwar, is again adds special relevance. Under the aegis of Project Seabird, Karwar has emerged as a symbol of India's maritime strategic vision. It stands as one of the most modern naval bases of the world, I would say, not just India, and equipped with world-class infrastructure and advanced operational facilities. I've gone down the naval base yesterday, seen the various facilities that are available here. I think we are second to none as far as these things are concerned, and we should be proud of that. Before I conclude, I'd like to take this opportunity to reaffirm the Indian Air Force's commitment to enhancing the joint operations. With the Indian Navy, we've been working very closely, and I'm sure this jointness, this integration will continue to grow. We have already seen it in Ops Sindoor, what happened, and we've got a glimpse of what the future is going to be. So no future war is going to be fought by an individual service. We must understand that. All of us, whether we are in blues, whites, or OGs, or whichever color, whether we are in allied services, we all have to fight together as one nation, and then only we will succeed. And I'm sure this jointness, इस मुहिम में जो हम चले हैं इकट्ठे, जितना पुश लास्ट 4-5 सालों में दिया गया है CDS के चेयर के फॉर्मेशन के बाद, वो और बढ़ता जाएगा, और हम सब लोग एक साथ आगे बढ़ेंगे और इस देश का नाम रोशन करेंगे. So lastly, to the commanding officer, the officers, the sailors, I must tell you that you just, today you're not inheriting a advanced warship, you're inheriting much more than that. You're inheriting a proud legacy which is built over generations of courageous sailors who have safeguarded India's maritime interests and frontiers, and brought honors and distinction to this country. So remember that the technology can only provide you capability, but it is the professionalism, the leadership, the teamwork, the character which will transform a ship into a formidable fighting unit. And I'm confident that you will uphold the finest traditions of the Indian Navy and add new chapters to the proud history of Indian Navy through this magnificent ship. I wish the commanding officers, every crew member, and the families fair winds and following seas. May INS Malwan always remain vigilant in peace, resolute in crisis and victorious in conflict. Jai Hind.